Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video to the channel. Welcome back to the Grab the Hog account. So in this video, we're going to be doing the first quest to unlock the village in Havenhive. We're going to be doing the Visions of Havenhive. Now to do this, you don't actually require any items, but I would recommend some form of staff or weapon. There's a couple of very low monsters we need to kill. Won't give you any trouble in terms of combat, but it just means it just speeds up a little bit. And that is pretty much it. This is going to be a free-to-play quest to access the brand new area expansion, the Havenhythe area. Now, to be able to do this, you need to go to Port Sarim and go into the Port Sarim pub. Again, multiple ways to go to Port Sarim, but we're just going to go and do the lodestone. And once we get there, we want to speak to the bartender. Now, this is going to be one of those quests which is a little bit like running back and forward just to meet the new characters in the new area. And it's going to be one which will just sort of give you a brief overview of what Havenhive currently has to offer. But if you want to follow the channel for the next couple of days, maybe even a couple of weeks, we are going to explore every manner of Havenhive, and also from this update there'll be numerous money making methods which will come off it as well, which we'll also show you guys as well, because whenever there's a new update there's always ways to make a little bit more GP in your RuneScape free time. So we're going to start and speak to the bartender, and if you're someone who hasn't done quests often, normally the quest would have a symbol, so whenever you speak to people it will have that symbol of who you need to speak to. So we want to speak to the bartender about Visions of Havenhive. Now what he's going to do is offer us to accept the quest, and by doing that he's going to offer us a drink. Now as always, we're going to go and click that bottle and we're going to go and drink that drink, and it's going to give us a pretty mean ride. So we can switch on audio if you want to listen to it. I'm not going to do it, but again, anytime a quest has audio it's kind of worthwhile doing. It just makes things a little bit tricky when I'm trying to talk and record the video, but it's a nice immersive experience, and they do have quite a nice breakdown when we actually go and head over to Havenhive afterwards. So you're going to drink this, and then you're going to say a lot of things, you can do a lot of animations, and then you're going to actually go to the room upstairs of the pub. Now, I don't want to tell you guys how long it took me to find a way to get out of here on the main account when I did it the first time, because it was a little bit painful, but you're going to see these flashbacks or these flash forwards to what's going to happen to Havenhive. Now, Havenhive is coming in two parts. The first part is going to be all happy, new village, new city, and the later part is going to be that vampire scenes we're going to see towards the end of the year. So this is just going to break down Havenhive, what Havenhive was, what areas there, what kind of skills it's going to have as well, and just give us a little bit of an early intro into what Havenhive's going to be. And stuff like this, especially with the audio on top as well, is stuff I always think that Jagex do really well. But I'm going to skip this bit. You guys please watch it. You can't really skip it anyway, and we'll come back when we wake up. Okay, so once those flashbacks are finished, you'll end up at the top of the pub. Now to enter the pub, you just need to click this door on the right, which is basically going to say go downstairs. And then we need to go and speak to the bartender of just what happened again. Now, as always, with any of this dialogue, if you don't really want to watch it or listen to it, just click the spacebar and you'll be able to go through the dialogue a little bit quicker. Then we'll be sort of interrupted by a shady stranger. So Shady Sullivan is who we want to go and speak to. He's just here, just a little bit ahead of the door. So if you go and speak to him, he's going to propose going to Havenhive on a boat. Now, we need to go and find the captain. So the captain is just going to be around here. So this is where the Carriage Mara boat used to be, but we need to go and speak to this captain here, Captain Loris. So just go and speak to Captain Loris. Again, you can hold the spacebar just to go through the chat a little bit quicker, and he's going to agree to take us to Havenhive. So once you've spoken to Captain Loris, he tells you to go and speak to one of the locals, the old man Jocko just here. Just go and speak to him, and you have two options. I go through both, so I'm going to talk about the Vision of Havenhive because that's going to tell us who to go and speak to, and then also more about the place just in case it covers any dialogue. So the first person we're going to go speak to is Adam, and there's kind of three main characters we're going to speak to who kind of rule Havenhive between them. So Havenhive is quite big, and if you look at the map, it's quite extensive of just how much is here, but we're going to focus currently at Wendelwick. So Wendelwick has a square, and we're going to go into the middle, and the north building is going to be where Adam is. Now what they do quite nice actually in this quest guide, anytime you want to speak to one of the big three, it will tell you exactly where they are. They don't move, but it's just a nice way to tell you where you are. So Adam is going to be more of a builder. We're going to go and speak to him. Again, hold the space bar. And what this is going to be is a little bit of running back and forward just to go and do some things for each of them. And then what this quest is basically going to do is unlock the lodestone and then give you the ability to have this as a kind of area hub as well. So Wendelwick is quite nice because it's got loads of stuff dotted around in terms of skilling supplies, but also has a bank. Now, where Adam wants to send us now is to go and speak to the lady in the Shrine of Inanna. Or I've just butchered that completely. So what you can do if you want to find like a way to get here, you can use your marker and that will point you in the direction. We just need to go and cross the bridge and basically run like southeast-ish just until you get there as well. Now, there's two ways you can do it. I always go across the lighthouse because I think that's a little bit easier. We want to build the lodestone, and what Jagex have nicely done for us is marked the lodestone symbol here. Even though like the quest guide will try and show you, that is where we'll finish the quest by building the lodestone. So I'm going to go and run. I'll show you guys where I'm running just so you guys have an idea. But while you're running through, just have a look at what's around. So there's some more beehives. There's apparently something like 7 different birdhouse spots as well, which is really nice. There's loads of NPCs, loads of areas, loads of hunter spots as well. So we're going to keep following this path until we find this lady who's going to be near the shrine on the west side of the shrine. So we're just going to go here. And here she is. So this is the shrine tender Joanna. So then once you've spoken to her, you need to go and pray at the altar of Inanna. And then once it lights up blue, then she'll give you another option to speak to her again. Speak to her, and this will be this part of the quest done. We'll then need to go back to Adam. So any parts of this quest when you're not sure whether it's time to move or not, just check your quest guide. There it's updated to where we want to go speak to Adam. And then simply just go and run back. And this is going to be pretty much the theme of the quest. You run back and forward between the 3 leaders after completing certain requirements or certain tasks they're looking for you to do. So going back to the town square, we want to go speak to Adam again. Again, the house of the north is where Adam currently is. So once we speak to Adam, Adam is then going to direct us to one of the other founding members. He'll want us to go and speak to Zeke. So Zeke is going to be in this room to the east here. So we can just go and click here, really close to this one. And Esther, the other member, is in the lighthouse where we walk over the bridge. So that's where the other one is going to be. So speak to Zeke, and Zeke is wanting you to go and do the small bit of combat in this quest. You basically need to go and kill 10 crabs. Now these 10 crabs, very low level, very easy, won't give you a problem. You'll one-shot all of them. They all drop a piece of limestone, and it's important that after this we get 10 pieces of limestone, because eventually towards the end of the quest we want to build the lodestone, and to do that we're going to require 10 pieces of limestone to do that as well. Now to go and kill the crabs, you just want to go to the beach. So if you go to the west, you can go and just jump down here, and you can go and kill these crabs. Again, they're not too much in terms of a pain. They're really low level, and they're just quite a few dotted around. They're actually quite quick in terms of respawning. I don't know if they've done that just because, again, a lot of people are going to be killing these crabs for the quest. But it's just nice that they don't take too long to go and spawn. So basically just go and kill 10 of them. And then after that, you can go and pick up all the limestone. Once you've picked all the limestone, then you go and return to Zeke, and that will be Zeke's part of the quest done. Now, once you've done the 2, you will get the interface from your character to basically say it's completed. Now, the limestone will need to be cut to actually make the lodestone. So if you don't have the level, you will have to go back and forward. And the requirement to cut the limestone isn't too high. I think it's 12 crafting. So that can be something, again, if you are not 12 crafting, just to prepare yourself, you can bring some cut limestone. But once you've done that, now is going time to go and speak to Zeke. And after that, we can see where we need to go. So Zeke has told us to go and just craft the limestone. He's then pointed us in the direction of Esther, who will be the final one of the big 3 we need to speak to. And she will tell us where to go and get the limestone. So Esther is in the lighthouse, and I'll just show you really quickly on the map where that is. So the lighthouse is this pit here, the bridge where we keep running to go across. So she is on the first level, so you need to go and access the stairs just to go up, and then you can just speak to her. Again, it's not going to be too much in terms of requirement. You'll literally just be pointed in direction to go and build the lodestone, and that will pretty much be the quest done. So I'm just going to run over now. The stairs are a little bit tricky in terms of just getting over them, but they won't give you too much grief when you know how to click them. So this is a very modern design of a town in Runescape. It's very nice in terms of how it appears. It suits the kind of aesthetic they're going to go for as well. So just go around the back here and click on the stairs, and then you'll go upstairs, and then Esther will just be floating around in this room there, and then literally just hold the space bar, and then she'll talk about the lodestone and what you need to do for that as well. So that is going to pretty much near enough wrap up this. Again, not too much of an intense quest. It's just a lot of running around, lots of exploring the area, and a lot of seeing what's around here as well. What I would recommend is checking out the minimap and having a bit of a run around, because they've done a really good job on the minimap. They've included where the birdhouses are, so you can see if you ever wanted to do your first birdhouse run, where to go and plant them all as well. There seems to be so much content jam-packed into this as well. So once you've spoke to Esther, you'll see here that you have the lodestone spot, very similar to Fort Free. Simply just go and click on that, and after that, that is pretty much going to wrap this quest up. You'll get a cutscene of the 3 founders coming to congratulate you for building the lodestone, and that is pretty much going to be this quest done. Zeke has now lost his leg, so he's just a floating man. But it's a nice quick quest. It's just a bit of running around just to go and do some stuff as well. but it just means you get to explore the island more or anything. But that is going to be Visions of Havenhythe done. The first quest in the Havenhive series. I'm going to be doing the rest of these quests for you guys on the channel as well. Grab the Hog, again, is going to be jumping into Havenhive and exploring all the content which is here as well. The main account is going to be exploring 110 Hunter because that seems to be insane in terms of how much content is there. That's really good under the radar. They could have made 110 Hunter a whole thing itself. However, that is going to wrap up this video of the Visions of Havenhive. I hope it's helped. If it has, please make sure to leave me a comment in this comment section below. Subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.